the radio and watching the Red Sox. Sounds like you might be breaking up a little bit over there.
If you guys are hearing me, that'd be helpful to know.
Battery. How are you tonight?
Yeah,
doing all right. Who we got there? I'm on a different radio, so it's hard telling, not knowing. Yeah, I figured I'd dialed in here.
Hello. Anyone hearing anything? Just type something in the...
Sound a little off frequency, but it could be this radio, I'm not sure yet.
Alright, well, I guess... No one's gonna tell me if they're hearing me, so I guess I'll have to take care of this myself.
Yeah, I've got you about 940.
Oh, well,
9490. Maybe it's this radio, I'm not sure yet. I haven't used this one on.
That radio sounds good down here on the high end.
What's that? What radio is that?
That radio sounds good down here on my end.
10-4.
Hey, who is that out there?
let's try this adapter here. Sorry guys, but...
I got a copy on your moves down here in Wyndham.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello?
We're looking all right.
Hello?
Yeah, I got some skip or somebody doing something on AM.
Yeah, I'm going to switch radios, Big Mac, just so I can get a better idea.
No, that thing sounds fine down here. And 55-year-old radio.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I think Big Mac's off a little bit. It's not a lot, but
Oh yeah, there we go.
oh,
There you go. That cleaned it up.
Am I on frequency now, or does it appear to be?
That sounds a lot better. I can't tell you if you're on frequency. I don't have a counter.
yeah, that's right on frequency, Big Mac, right on.
Yeah, I had way too much microphone going.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Do you have to run quite a bit different from AM? It sounds like you probably had it set up for AM.
Yeah.
Evening, everybody. Good evening. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. We just moved to the wrong neighborhood. Isn't that the truth? They come home today or gonna come tomorrow? My parents will be home tomorrow, I think. 10-4. Hopefully Clearwater's having a good night out there. Oh, yeah.
about that moose.
Go ahead for Moose.
Yeah. How's this thing sound up there?
You're making the trip up here. That's impressive.
Must be that big tree.
Oh, Roger, Roger, on the big old pine tree. Hear me over there, Maniac?
I can hear you.
Oh, 10-4.
Hey, cut your reverb out there. It's kind of messing your audio up.
I don't think there's much in there, is there?
Yeah, there's enough to fuck it up.
Yeah, fucking my point exactly.
Oh, no.
It just doesn't sound as good as it could if it wasn't in there.
Well, there shouldn't be any in there.
I might have to take a trip to Auburn this weekend.
Damn, boy.
Oh my god, the signal from Maniac. It's killing me. Woo!
Nah, don't be a dick.
I'm not.
It can't be that much better.
Well, it's an S9. That's pretty good.
Been more than that before, but whatever.
Well, you running any heat tonight? Woody, you're always changing things around. What are we running?
I run on the T-Berry into the 500.
Well, Moose is hearing you, so that's something.
Oh yeah, I'm not, I don't know.
Right, Moose? You're hearing Maniac, aren't you? Oh, there you go. You weren't hearing him before, so that's called trending in the right direction.
I don't know, I could switch radios, but I think this has got probably one of the better receives out of the two that I have right now.
10-4. How you copying me? I was playing around with something here before I went live.
It sounds fine. I got you 10 plus, I don't know, sometimes 30.
Copy that on the 10 plus, sometimes 30. And yes, I was trying something here. You know, it's never good to try something new right before you get ready to start this thing. So, but you know, I never seem to learn my lesson. I just, you know, I can get it going before we get started. Wrong answer.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you guys know, listening on YouTube and Facebook, I was trying to go on TikTok, but I don't quite have the right cable situation. So, but anyways, once I'm doing the roll call, it'll be hard for me to answer you guys. But I'll check back to the chat after I get done with roll call. But just want to let everyone know it's listening on the internet.
I heard that, but I didn't catch what he said.
And hopefully everyone's hearing me okay and hearing the radio okay.
That thing is way off.
Yeah, whoever that is, try that one more time. Sound like you're off frequency. Try it again. And maybe talk a little bit longer so people can see if they can dial in and tell you where you are. Yeah, and with that, They've went quiet. Hey, Clearwater. Okay, whoever was saying check, 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 give us your handle so we know who we're talking to. And you were coming through that time.
Yeah, it's good. Just trying to fix this radio. I see you guys on here. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Okay, did you say schooner, like the boat, schooner?
Scooter, S-C-O-O-T-E-R.
Okay, Scooter. Well, it looks like you're on frequency now, so we can at least hear you. What's your location?
Natural in Wyndham.
Copy that in Wyndham. All right, Maniac's over there in your backyard. He's over in Wyndham, so he should be hearing you pretty good.
Where are you at, sir?
I am in New Gloucester, over by Thompson's Apple Orchards.
Yeah, I know who this is.
Good. I'm coming in good then. I just fixed this radio. I had to run a couple of new traces. I'm just trying it out. I see you guys are on here tonight, so I'm just trying to make sure everything's good here. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
Is this Scott?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've talked to you before. This is Jason, Melvin. I don't know if you remember me or not.
We do, sir. Thank you very much.
Don't even know ya.
Yeah, I think the last time I talked to you, it sounded like you were talking on a coat hanger in your basement.
Yeah, no, well, I was in the middle of building a new shop here. I got my antenna on the roof here, but I don't have it adjusted. I didn't do the SWR or nothing yet. I'm just fixing this radio. I just figured I wanted to try it out tonight. I appreciate your help, so thank you.
Yep, 10-4, yeah, you work with Lee J.
Yes, sir, I do. Just got off the phone with him 10 minutes ago.
10-4, I tried to help him out with his station there, but I don't know what's going on with that. But I gotta get off of here. We're about to start roll call for Maine Sidebanders tonight.
Yeah, you on this frequency?
Tonight's meeting is, but usually we're on channel 37 lower.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. Does this sound all right? I mean, is this going out okay? Like I said, I just had to put a bunch of stuff into it. I just want to make sure it's working before I seal it up.
No, it sounds 10-2, or 10. It sounds great over here. There's no problem with that radio.
All right, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, radio man, it's all you.
Well, I never.
Yes, well, all right. Well, welcome to a more quieter edition of Maine Sidebanders tonight. Hopefully we can all hear each other. I think so. I think we're off to a good start here. And so I'll start my basically we did have our meetup last week, and it was great. Got to meet some people I haven't met before and catch up with some other people. And it was a good one. So I'm sure we'll do something like that again. And trying to think what else. Oh, yeah, so this is Maine Sidebanders. We meet every Thursday, 8 p.m. Yeah, either channel 37 lower side or on this channel to get away from the skip, because we are focused on local communications here. We're not a DX net. So anyways, so I'll just call, anyone can participate. There's no... we just call people in by county so people can get into the roll call, and then we just open it up to just a little BS session. So there's no, it's not super rigid here. So I'm going to start up in the north. I'll call you guys in by county here. So, excuse me, let's start with Somerset County. I know Moose is in there, so let's start, Somerset County. Okay, Moose, go ahead and try it one more time. I'm going to put your S meter reading in here. All right, Moose, we got you S3 over there in Fairfield. I'm going to try to stick with the S meter readings tonight, so bear with me. But we got you, Moose. Good seeing you last weekend. Nice to meet you. All right. Anyone else in Somerset County that can hear my voice?
Anybody in Somerset County want to check into the Maine Sidebanders? All quiet in the northern front.
Appreciate it, Moose. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to go grab these two together because usually we don't get anybody but Waldo and Knox County. How about Waldo and Knox County for Maine Sidebanders?
I bet it's land 388 Texas Mobile. We
All right, not hearing anyone in Waldo and Knox County. Let's jump over to Lincoln County. How about that Lincoln County for... Whoops, I stepped off the key. How about that Lincoln County for Maine Sidebanders? Not hearing anything for Lincoln County. That's where Paranoid is. How about that Mr. Paranoid? You out there? All right. Well, we got nothing over there in Lincoln County. How about we jump over to Kennebec County? All right. Nothing heard there. How about Franklin and Oxford County? Franklin and Oxford County for Maine Sidebanders.
Oh man, we're down 1,000.
Okay, so it's not just me. I'm like, is my receiver working? But I know we moved to a different channel, so maybe that's throwing people off. All right, I know I'll get a few people over on this one here. How about Androscoggin County? How about Androscoggin County?
Hawkeye, Lisbon Falls, over.
All right, I got Hawkeye in Lisbon Falls. I just heard 207 over there in Mine It. Come back one more time, 207, so I can get an S meter reading on you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I got an S2 on you. Not a lot of signal, but I copy you just fine there, 207. Anyone else for Maine Sidebanders in Androscoggin County?
Cobra Whale.
All right, we got Cobra in Wales coming in at ringing in at an S7. Very good, Cobra. All right, anyone else for Androscoggin County for Maine Sidebanders? Was that Space Rider? Spacey in Auburn, I heard? Okay, copy that. Well, good hearing from you, Spacey. I got you S4 over here and S4 here in New Gloucester. Anyone else in Androscoggin County?
Gotta get in there, excuse me. I just wanted to wave my hand at Spacey. I don't know how long he'd hang around, but hey, Spacey, it's Maniac down here, just waving at you. Yeah, go ahead, bring that back again. What's that? I said he had Maniac wave. I didn't know how long you'd stick around, but I just wanted to wave at you, Maniac down here in Wyndham. Hey, wave it right back to you, Maniac. Sounding good, dear. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem. Anyone else for Androscoggin County? And good to hear from Spacey, so I haven't heard him in a little while. Anyone else for Androscoggin County? No Skywalker out there? No Skywalker?
I actually just grabbed him. He should be on his way down here. He was on 37.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'll jump in. Let's grab Saginaw County. I know Clearwater's in there. Hopefully he hasn't bailed on us yet. And, he's got his little nightcap on, his pajamas, getting ready for bed. So how about that Saginaw County?
What have I got for a signal 1, 2, 4?
Boy, Clearwater, that's not much of a signal coming from you tonight. What's going on over there? An S3. Usually you do better than that.
God, I don't know.
gives me a 7 somehow.
Oh, I guess we know which way the beam is pointed. Come here, Red Top.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Screwdriver, are you getting a little bit of a less signal on him, or is my S meter being stingy tonight?
I am getting a little less, but I'm also out back on the Yezu tonight, so it's kind of hard telling.
I'm probably pointed the wrong way.
Well, your signal came up. Are you spinning the antenna over there?
No, never touched it.
All right. Well, sometimes it's tough on a short transmission with the meter, but all right, we can hear you. That's all that matters. Clearwater, we got you. Enjoy your Red Sox. Who else we got for Saginaw County for Maine Sidebanders?
Big Mac here in Tulsa. Hello.
Oh man, Clearwater, we can't have this. Big Mac's hitting me with an S7. I mean, he's just strapping you right now, Clearwater.
Strapper. Oh no.
Man, Big Mac's going home with the thighs and bucket fried chicken pack at this rate.
Oh yeah, tight knobs, baby, tight knobs.
Oh no, tight knobs. He can't be running a striker then.
What am I giving you now there? Radio man, 1239.
Well, you went up on that one. You're an S5 now.
Clearwater, I don't know if you pointed this way, but you are friggin' hammering me. The damn radio fell off the table here.
Careful.
Cobra, can you check your garage door, make sure it's up or down?
I believe it just went up.
All right, 10-4. 500, I hear you in there. You want to get in here on roll call? I just heard 500.
Yep, checking in. 500, checking in.
All right, 500, we got you 10 over here. Very good. All right, another call for Saginaw County. Saginaw County.
You got Runt checking in and Bowden.
Hey, Runt, how are you doing? Got you S7 there, Runt. S7, very good. Skywalker, you back yet, Skywalker? Did you figure out we're down here?
No, not until Screwdriver pulls me out of that train wreck.
Oh, you want to give us a boots on the ground report on Channel 37? What's the boots on the ground report?
Holy crap, there's 31 in Louisiana. There's 442 Flatfoot in Oklahoma. They're everywhere. Blowing up.
All right, well, you wouldn't know it down here. It's pretty quiet. All right, let's see. Another call. Anyone else for Saginaw County? Oops, I might have stepped on Moose a little bit there. Anyone else for Maine Sidebanders, Saginaw County, before I move on?
Get all the way down to Wyndham earlier on this.
I'm going to guess Moose is talking to somebody locally up there. All right, let me pause real quick here. I'm going to do another call for Saginaw County. All right, nothing heard. Let's move on. Cumberland County. How about that, Cumberland County?
Cumberland County. Breaking.
I think that was Portland, Greg, but you doubled. Try that one more time there. Is that Greg in Portland?
Greg and Portland. Checking.
All right. Someone else was keying up just under Greg in Portland. Who was that? Oh, okay. Scooter in Wyndham. Okay, I haven't had you in here before, so just take a second here. Scooter, we got you S3 from Wyndham, Scooter.
I don't mean to interrupt there. I saw you guys on Facebook. I just figured I'd jump in here. Just trying to see what I got here.
Yeah, no problem, Scooter and Wyndham. We got you S3, And yeah, no problem at all. Who else we got for Cumberland County? I got Portland Greg and Scooter. Who else we got for Cumberland County?
23 in Raymond, and I could copy that Somerset station. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, 323 in Raymond. What'd you say about the Somerset station?
Say, I did have a copy on that station on this cheap setup here.
Oh, probably talking about Moose. Moose, you got a copy on 323 in Raymond?
How much? 323 got a copy on the Moose? Yeah, 323, we got you. I got a copy on you in Raymond. Glad to hear that. Got a little static behind you, but you're readable. 245 up here in Fairfield. Yeah, you get about the same here, but we got a little static here, which is normal for this.
I've been hearing everybody so far. Everybody hearing me?
323, did you copy Pipeline trying to call you? There's a guy station called Pipeline trying to call you, 323.
Yes, I did copy him. I did, Pipeline, yes, I do copy you. 323 back to you. I'm in Raymond, Maine. Wow, that's all I can say is glad to be up here, my friend. I got about a 7 by 9 signal on you. Yeah, you got about the same here.
Yeah, 323, you copy and Scooter?
I got a copy on you, old frosty bugger. You better stay away tomorrow night. No more snow.
Hey, Moose, does Frosty want to get in on the roll call here? I'm not hearing Frosty.
At least dye all that hair black and get rid of the gray.
Hey, Moose, is that Frosty in Rome? Does he want to get in on roll call? I'm not hearing him.
Oh, you guys keep doubling. Moose, where's Frosty at?
Frosty's over in Rome.
Oh, copy that, over in Rome, yeah. Does he want to check in? Yeah, Scooter, just hold tight. Let him finish roll call, and then we all get in here together.
No, I copied you. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Did you check in, Frosty? Say where you're from.
I'm probably blasting the shit out of you. I just went from like 300 watts down to 3, so, yeah. Just hold tight and they'll get in there. I want to get off of here.
No, thank you.
Video man must have went on a beat. I can't hear him at all.
Yeah, whatever advice you give me, I'll take.
No, I'm copying Moose. There's just some local stations talking down this way. I got you, Moose.
You got somebody in Rome trying to check in with you.
Yeah, I got no copy, so I need a relay. It's Frosty in Rome. No copy, Moose.
Yeah, just check in Frosty and roll, and we'll finish the check-in to you.
All right, moving on. Cumberland County. How about Cumberland County?
Yeah, you got me in here.
7 down here with 323. How you doing, radio man?
Hey, I heard Maniac. We got you, Maniac. S9. Big improvement on the signal. And 327. Glad to see you made it too with your grandfather there. And we got a good copy on you. Sounds like you guys are hearing people good tonight. So on that last go around, I got Maniac in Wyndham, and I got 327 in Raymond. We got anyone else in Cumberland County?
Yeah, you got Andy over here in Wyndham.
Oh boy, Andy. Geez, Wyndham's starting to get well represented. Do you have Rice Tea with you tonight?
She's here. She's watching TV.
Copy that. Andy in Wyndham with Rice Tea, man in the TV. Very good. All right. Anyone else for Cumberland County? Cumberland County for Maine Sidebanders.
Rice tea checking in.
Hey, good seeing you guys too last weekend. Sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to you too much. I got talking to some other people and tried to work my way around the room. But anyways, it was good seeing you guys. Is there anyone else for Cumberland County? Cumberland County.
Tasman over here in Pownell.
Taz and Pownell, we got you. We got you at an S8 over here. S8, Taz. Anyone else for Cumberland County for Maine Sidebanders?
Just making sure everybody got checked in. Screwdriver, we're here in New Gloucester, and I would like to say, hopefully people don't run away, because this came from Mr. Clearwater, but we would, after we're done with check-ins, I think we ought to go back down through the list, and just want to hear from everybody about how you got started in the radio. What got you interested in CB radio? We won't do it right this second, but I would say after the check-ins are done, maybe Radio Man can roll down the list and, just ask everybody that question. Just think about it, and I think it could be interesting. So with that said, I'll be quiet.
All right, copy that. Very good. All right, we're going to move on to Oxford County. Oxford County. I already did Oxford County. How about Oxford and York County? We'll do Oxford and York County.
Well, you forgot about me. I'm in Oxford County. Shorty. Buckfield, Maine.
Okay, Shorty in Buckfield. All right. Sorry, I missed you, Shorty. Come back one more time so I can read the S meter on you.
Hello, audio. You got a copy on me?
Yeah, you got your S5, Shorty. Very good from Buckfield. Yeah, no problem on that. Oxford and York County. How about Oxford and York County? All right, one last call. York County. Any of you guys down there in York County?
Drop down. Maybe it's on my end. So Pipeline did just try to check in. Your signal did drop a little bit, Pipeline. I don't know what happened, because I'm pretty sure he heard you before, but Pipeline did try to check in.
I can't tell if he's talking, but I did hear him earlier, and I could hear him good earlier, so he dropped off.
Yeah, he was just saying he had a few issues, so I'm sure after we're all done doing our piece, we can work through some of those.
All right, we'll just call State of New Hampshire real quick. Any station, State of New Hampshire, before we do a last call. All right, no one down there in the State of New Hampshire. Last call before we kind of open it up here. Anyone, anywhere, Maine Sidebanders. Anyone, anywhere, Maine Sidebanders that missed your county, come now.
I think that was 029. Moose, was that 029 trying to check in?
Yeah, it was. I heard him. That was 029.
Okay, very good on Floyd. There was someone else that said I was just trying to check in. Who was that?
Yeah, and that was Frosty and Rome again. We got your Frosty. We got you on the list. Hey, you got John in Belfast checking in.
Holy moly, John in Belfast. All right. Oh, I don't know why it came with John and Topsom. We'll have to fix that. John in Belfast. Yeah, come back one more time, John, there in Belfast. We get an S meter reading on you.
Hey, Radio Man, good evening, LA. We're just checking in.
Yeah, glad to have you, John. Got you S3 here. All right, we'll do another call. Last call here before we open it up. If you missed your county, Maine Sidebanders. Anyone, anywhere, I'd like to get in before we open it up here. We're at 25 for the roll call. Anyone, anywhere.
How about it, Maine Sidebanders? Robin or Danny and Stanford,
I got Robin Hood down in Sanford, 704. Yeah, bring it back one more time. Robin Hood and Sanford. We'll get an S meter reading on you off the old IMAX.
Oh, man. Mr. Robin Hood, we heard you. You must not be able to hear Radio Man right this second. Yeah, we got you up here, Robin Hood. Send one to 7S units of noise. Did you get that signal on him, Radio Man?
Yeah, I got an S1 on him. I mean, I'm hearing him good. Weak signal, but I hear him good, so I guess he's got a high noise floor.
Mr. Robin Hood, you definitely sounded good. Radio Man's got you at about an S1. You sound good. You have a high noise floor by the sounds of it, so you're not hearing him right this second, but you're sounding good, Robin Hood from Sanford. Hell, he might not even be hearing me. Well, we can fucking hear you.
All right, I think he was signing off there. All right, do another call. Maine Sidebanders, another call before we open up. Is there any stragglers that would like to get in there?
Sideswiper checking in.
Hey, Swiper, what's going on? Good to hear you tonight. Just made it in here at the tail end. How you doing?
I'm good. And Ginger Swipe checking in.
All right, we got Swiper and Ginger Swipe checking in as well. Boy, we got a few husband and wife teams on here, don't we? All right, anyone else for Maine Sidebanders? All right, I didn't hear anyone else. Screwdriver has a request to go down through the list here real quick and ask people how you got into radio. I put myself at the top of the list, so I'll be real quick because I do a lot of talking. My first foray into radio was CB radio. I had a friend that lived down the road that had a Navajo base station, and he told me, "Oh, you got to get one of these." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I do." And I found a Lafayette Comstat 35 at a yard sale, and it came with everything for $25. It came with the 5/8 ground plane aluminum antenna. It came with like 100 feet of RG8 coax, the base station, the microphone. It was perfect. And that's how I got started in radio. From the, that was my first, breaker. And I was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old, I think. First radio I got. It was a tube radio, Lafayette tube radio. And that was a pretty good little radio, But anyways, hey, Moose, you still in there? Tell the rest of the group how you got into radio here, or what, if you're still in there, Moose. Go ahead. All right, no Moose. So here's what we'll do so people are prepared. Hawkeye and 207. So Hawkeye, you're next, and then 207 if 207's listening.
Roger. Well, I was out in town riding around. I bumped into a friend of mine down at the coffee shop, which is now the Rusty Lantern. And he said, "Hey, check this out." He had just put a CB in his truck. It was a GE. He had switches on it. He had extra channels and a Silver Eagle 200 amplifier. And I'm like, wow, you're kidding me. You're getting more than 4 watts and you got extra mystery channels? Well, that was it. I was hooked. I bought a 23-channel Regency and then quickly upgraded. I needed to have those extra mystery channels. I bought a brand new Cobra 148, ran over to Penny Pinchers just as fast as I could, and told them to give me the works. And that was it. It's been history ever since.
I love it. Went to Penny Pinchers and said, "Give me the works." Oh, that's a good one. 207. If you're in there, Cobra's on deck. 207, you there?
Roger. Yeah. That was my brother. set up a little mobile base station in the bedroom with a 5-inch ground plane and a tree. And that's where I got hooked. My first radio was a little Pro 510 in my Monte Carlo.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us are going to have similar stories, you know, where someone said, hey, check this out. Cobra is up next, and then on deck we got Spacey, if Spacey's listening, but Cobra right now, and then Spacey. So go ahead, Cobra.
Long and the short of it, parents were into it forever, and then they got out of it, and then friends of the family was like, hey, you guys ought to, you know, get back in, drop us off a Mobile 40 channel and a magnet mount. We just ghettoly stuck on the roof, and I don't know, we just started talking on it again. And I was probably about 12 years old, I guess, 12 or 13 years old. So it's right down the same area, age group you were at, Radio Man. And then I just kept buying shit and then didn't stop.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Every yard sale I went to. All right, we got Spacey up next and Clearwater. Clearwater there. You're going to have to pause the Red Sox real quick. So Spacey and then Clearwater on deck. Spacey, you there?
All right, yeah, I was shopping one night at Kmart there, and happened to be looking at a couple boxes of chocolates, and had no idea what they were at the time there, and so I decided to buy them. The pair, I guess it's like around $40 for the pair. That's good. So I took them home, put some batteries in them, started talking, didn't have any idea what was going on. Just heard people out there, and first person I got was molasses, and I had no idea, you know. He asked me what my handle was, I had no idea what a handle was. But yeah, then I got hooked. I moved to a Maxon radio with an indoor antenna, and then I just built up from there. That's my little story.
Very good, Spacey. Yeah, and then those silly handhelds took like 16 AA batteries, so you probably spent half your allowance on batteries. All right, Clearwater, if you're there, and we got Big Mac on deck. So Clearwater, are you available?
Yes, sir. I had my mother bought me a Navajo radio set, and I didn't have a telephone. I lived about 2 miles from her, and the paper mill would try to get in touch with me. My father had to put his pants on, come down, tell me to come up and call them, and I would call them, and they'd tell me that they let somebody go home for supper, and they didn't come back. If I didn't come in, they'd have to send 5 guys home, so I'd go in. And finally, I had to buy a telephone. Couldn't get my father to keep coming down.
Oh, man, Clearwater didn't have a telephone. Well, that's a good one, Clearwater. All right, very good. Let's see, Big Mac and then 500 is on deck. So Big Mac, if you're in there, go ahead and tell us how you got started in CB radio, Big Mac.
Well, my brother-in-law had one in his car, and I screwed around with that for a little bit. And then I got into it a little bit more, and I set up a base station, and ever since then it's just boomed. For a while I got off that because I was too damn busy. I was always working. I never had time for the radio. I mean, I'd work 20 hours a day. So I got out of it for a while and just decided to get back into it here recently, and here we go again.
Very good, Big Mac. All right. 500. So we got 500 next if he's available, and then Runt, Skywalker, Portland Greg, and Scooter. So 500 and then Runt. So 500, if you're there, go ahead. Uh-oh, no 500. How about it, Runt? So, Runt, if you're available, and then Skywalker is on deck. Runt, go ahead.
I'd have to say turned 18 and got my first car, and everybody had CBs amongst my buddies, and I learned real quick it was a lot easier to get a hold of them on the CB than it was to walk into a phone.
There you go, short but sweet. Yeah, you and I think are probably about the same age, and cell phones, well, I mean, they existed, but, you know, they were kind of unobtainium for most people, unless you're like a doctor or a lawyer back then. So, and they only worked in major cities, too, really. But, okay, so we got Skywalker up next, and then Portland Greg, Scooter, and 323. So Skywalker, and then Portland Greg's on deck. So go ahead, Skywalker, if you're available.
Yeah, family moved to California in 1972. Hooked up with buddies that are in the neighborhood that had CBs that I didn't. Friend had a Navajo, so I got a Cobra 25 Classic from my brother, older brother. The Mako vertical ground plane, strapped to the chimney, and RG-58 coax to that. I had no idea what I was doing, but it seemed to get out all right. Fast forward to the early 2000s, I bought a Cobra 29 LX for the mobile. Had that for a while with a magnet mount. Fast forward again with jobs and the military and everything. 2022, I bought my first bass from Bone Crusher, and then from there, I've been buying amplifiers online and still keeping in touch with Bone Crusher, and it's good to meet everybody and learn the sideband fun of it.
Well, very good there. That's a good story there, Skywalker. Now, I just want to do something real quick, because I think he's kind of got a hard out for bedtime here about 8:30, and I may have missed him, but do we want to, I think 3:27, we might jump ahead here, because I think 8:30 he usually has to bail. 3:27, you want to tell us how you got started on CB radio before you have to take off?
Alrighty, so it's going to be a little bit of a long one, but I want to give a very big special thanks to 323, because he's the one that got me into all this. So, the first thing that ever happened was he bought a radio-y, I don't know the full name, radio, and he was going to use it for ham, but we figured out it was also CB compatible, so we did that, and then he found this, what was it? I don't, my radio that I have now is a Uniden 980, but what was the old one, Ellie? And the first radio that I ever touched was a Cobra LTD, and after that it just went up and up and up to me starting to get into CD, so I want to give a big thank you to 323. All right. I want to give a big...
You know, Screwdriver, he loves a good long transmission, so don't feel ashamed about putting a brick on the trigger and just talking, because that's Screwdriver's favorite thing right there. And we wanted to catch you before you're coming up, but I wanted to jump to you real quick before you had to take off. I'm not sure. I know sometimes you usually have to leave at 8:30, but that's a good story. That was nice of your grandfather. Take care of you like that. Portland Greg, are you still in there? And then after Portland Greg, we got Scooter on deck. Portland Greg, you in there?
Yeah, I'm here. This is for you radio geeks mostly. Do you know what a regenerative walkie-talkie sounds like with a regenerative receiver? It transmits on a lot of bands very faintly in the background. And somebody gave me one. And the woman that lived out back of me had a CB radio, but I didn't know what it was for. And I just sit there and listen to it, and I could hear people talking on all 23 channels, and so it's a regenerative receiver work. And but but I didn't know that I transmitted that. One day I was on channel 14 and I was trying to get somebody to talk to, and the woman out back of me came on, about blew the speaker out of the radio. And she said, you know, you're transmitting a buzz on all the channels. And I could tell it's you. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. And she invited me over, and I looked at her radio. I was 14 years old, 1964. Been on ever since.
You were literally on all... So, you know, Screwdriver might want to talk to you about that. He's been trying to figure out how to transmit on all the channels at the same time, so maybe you'll have to get together with Screwdriver. All right, hey, these are some good ones. This is a good call, Screwdriver. Scooter. So we got Scooter, and then 323 on deck. Scooter, are you in there in Wyndham?
Yeah, I got a copy. It's Scooter.
Yeah, Scooter, how'd you get started on CB radio?
Oh, 30 years ago when I started trucking.
Okay, copy that. Well, Scooter's got a short story. 30 years ago when he started trucking. Very good. 323, over there in Raymond. You want to tell us how you got started in CB radio? And then after that is Frosty. Someone will have to relay. Frosty's in there for me. But 323, did you want to let everyone know how you got started on CB radio?
Yes, sir. That all started back in 1962. And my first radio was a Helicraft CB3A with a ground plane antenna. I moved to a Johnson Viking for a mobile. Later on, I moved up to a Midland 23 channel Sidebander. And after that, I went to the Galaxy Saturn, which I loved, wish I still had it. And I went out of it in 1994, just got back into it this year. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, very good. Cobra, I might need your help. Can you check to see if Frosty's out there? I can't hear him, but if Frosty's out there and he wants to relay to the rest how he got started on CB radio. Uh-oh, we lost Cobra. He must be in the porcelain insulator. All right, Moose. I don't know if Moose is in there. We may have to skip over Frosty here.
What do you want?
Hey, if Frosty's still in there and you can relay to him, have him tell everyone how he got started on CB radio. Frosty and Rome is in there listening.
How about you, Frosty? You still out there? Mr. Radio Man wants to know if you can announce to everybody on the channel what got you into the CB radio.
Maniac, you're up next. Hold on, I'll call you.
I am.
Anybody get a copy on that besides us up here? I did.
I did not hear it. You want to give us the quick Reader's Digest, Swiper?
Swiper's on the bidet right now.
I didn't hear him, Moose. Can you relay what he said, whether it's verbatim or close?
Basically on the radio from his father way back in the day.
Nice.
All right, appreciate it. All right, so we got Maniac coming up next, and then Andy, and if it wants to be a team effort from Andy and Rice T, but Maniac and then Andy on deck. Go ahead, Maniac.
All right. This could get long, but I don't know. I remember my father had this radio that I'm talking on, this T-Berry Stalker 15, in the basement growing up, and back and forth between my parents or whatever. And then, I don't know, about the age of 12 or 13, maybe a little before that, my stepfather had gotten some radios for hunting down in Virginia, and I remember, like, sitting out in the driveway talking in his truck, and then a couple of friends from the neighborhood were like, oh, yeah, yeah, I know somebody that's got CBs, and it just, it just snowballed from there, I guess.
All right, very good. Andy. So we got Andy, and like I said, if it's Andy and Rice T together, that's fine. But and then Tasman coming up. Andy, you still there?
They had radios, but
Oh.
yeah, that was yeah, I guess that's it.
Whoops, I clipped you there at the tail end, but I got you. Whoops, that's it. So, all right, Andy, and then like I said, Andy and Rice T, you guys do it together or whatever, and then we got Tasman on deck. But Andy, you still in there?
Yeah, I'm still here. First radio I had, this was back in the 70s, or the CB craze, and actually everyone had radios. It was amazing. You had, every block had radios. They were so ubiquitous that the walkie-talkies that used to broadcast on channel 16, you could, and we had like line of sight to New York City. This was back in New Jersey. So I had old Lafayette 23 channel, and that was the first one.
Holy smokes, I couldn't imagine New York City. Is Rice T in there? Does she want to tell her story?
I'm here. So I think I got started more or less with my grandparents and family members and my father, who also had CB radio. I really didn't pay much attention to my dad. I mostly played with the sirens. But when I came to Maine, it was big in Leeds. My uncle owned a campground up there, and they used to radio to my cousin's store, and they used to use it to talk to the conductor of the train. But they used it all across the entire campground because it was a big campground. That's how I first heard of it. I started messing around with it in my teens, playing games with everybody, because at the time one of my friends was a truck driver, and we used to always talk back and forth. I lived in Rumpert, and right beside a mill, so they hooked me up, and off I went. And then I just recently got back into it about a year ago.
All right, very good. Yeah, there's quite a few people getting on. I don't know, like I said, if it had to do with COVID or the solar cycle, but a lot of people have gotten on in the last 5 to 6 years, I've noticed. I mean, I got away from CB a little bit, but then I got back into it again, like 5, 6 years ago. I mean, I always had one, but I just didn't talk on it much. And but obviously I'm on it a lot more. Turn that down. All right. Taz is up next if he's available, and then we got Screwdriver on deck. So Taz, go ahead. You know what we're doing.
Oh, yep. I don't know, as a kid, my grandfather had a few radios. I think they were Sears Road Talkers, and didn't really know what they were. I didn't really talk on them much, but was kind of curious about it. And then years later, a friend of the family, I went over to his house, and he had a dipole set up in his garage, and he had a 2510 he talked on. And then I kind of got in high school, and there was a group of people that started talking on radios, and I don't remember what the first one I had was. Maybe I tried one of them Road Talkers. I can't really remember. But then I ended up finding a 2510 and used that for a while. I don't remember what I ever did with it. Got out for quite a while, and then right around 2000 or somewhere, and I got back on.
I'm noticing a theme here is that it's either a family member, like a mother, a father, a grandparent, or a friend. There's no one's saying like, oh, I saw a commercial on TV or in a magazine. That's interesting. It's all right. Screwdriver, you're up. And then we got Shorty and Pipeline on deck. So it'll be Screwdriver, Shorty, and then Pipeline. Screwdriver, go ahead.
Oh man, I do love my long story, so let me take you back to a time long ago. It was a Tuesday afternoon at about 1:34 in the afternoon. Now, it's kind of funny. I got on the radio. It was kind of by chance. It literally, when I was a kid, I happened to have a walkie-talkie that was on channel 14. Talked to a few people. I was probably like 8 or something like that. Didn't really know what was going on.
And then when I got, I don't know, I was about 12 or so, 11, 12, a buddy of mine right up the road, literally from where I live right now, ended up having a radio. I talked to him from time to time, but and I thought it was cool. Ended up finding a radio in the local dump here at in New Gloucester, which is crazy. I didn't live around here. But then come to find out, I mean, I guess I always kind of knew this, but my aunt and uncle actually had a radio my whole time growing up, and I remember seeing it, and they had a Cobra 2000. That never really got me into it. And my grandfather, which several people out here would know, but was on it from whatever, 1950 to when he passed away a few years back. And obviously at that point I started talking with all of them, but yeah, it was just a weird by chance that it happened, you know, and I know that happens to a lot.
Yep. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. That's yep. Yeah. Just by chance. Yeah. That's how it happened. I went over to a friend's house and he said, "Hey, check this out." All right, Shorty, you're up next, and then Pipeline on deck. Shorty, are you available?
I sure am.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Shorty.
I started when I was 13 years old, and I started with a Cobra 29, and I think it's called an upside-down ice cream cone. And I got into it because of Space Rider.
Did you copy that, Spacey?
10-4, yes, you sure did.
Boy, I remember those days. It's actually an Astroplane, but I remember you getting on back in the day, Shorty. And yeah, it's all Spacey's fault. See, we know who to blame.
Well, 10-4 on last day, but now, I don't know, I think I'm doing a lot better than before.
Oh, I thought you were throwing down the gauntlet and you were going to say you were doing a lot better than Spacey.
Well, I am. I'm doing a lot better than him, too. Really? I tell ya.
Oh, that sounds like fighting words, Spacey. It's time to go bigger.
Go bigger or go home.
Oh, I can't squish him. Oh.
All right, sorry for the side conversation. I know Pipeline was next, my bad.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, like Swiper says, stop, quit crying and start buying. Pipeline, if you can hear me, go ahead, Pipeline. I was hearing you earlier, but go ahead, Pipeline, if you're in there. And then after that, we got Floyd and John in Belfast. So, Pipeline, go ahead if you're there.
Oh, man, Mr. Pipeline, are you still out on the channel?
I think he got lost in his kitchen again.
Oh, I was looking for the pipeline.
Oh, somebody have to send him a message.
Yeah, exactly, Floyd. He was having technical difficulties, so hopefully he'll be back with his story. So I don't want to take control, but I believe he said Floyd was next. We want to hear Floyd's, and then maybe Pipeline will be back.
Yeah, go ahead, Floyd. Go ahead, Floyd.
Yeah, there's a guy. He's telling a story. I can just barely hear it.
Yeah, sorry about that. Floyd and Mercer was talking there, and basically he was telling his story about, his father getting him into it, and I can't recount it all. It was a long transmission, but there was Shakespeare Big Sticks, and there was President Washington base stations involved, and I noticed a lot of us all got started. It sounds like around 12 or 13 too. Another reoccurring theme in all these stories tonight. So I can't recount it all for those of you who couldn't hear it, but Floyd was transmitting. So some of you that might have seemed like it was dead air. We were just listening to Floyd and Mercer. So thank you, Floyd. Appreciate it. John in Belfast is up next if he's available, and then Robin Hood and Sanford will be on deck. And then bringing up the tail gunner here will be Swiper and Ginger Swipe. So, John in Belfast, if you're available, go ahead, John.
Yeah, Radio Man. Well, I guess it all started. I was always around my uncle a lot growing up. He always had a radio in his ear. And we used to ride around, and we had a local channel we all used to listen to, and Channel 10 up here. A bunch of people on it. We used to ride around, and he threw me the microphone one night, and I started yakking on it. I think, geez, I was around 10 or 11. And then he gave me an old Pace 8010 radio with a magnet mount antenna. And I used that for a while, and then he ended up giving me an old power supply, an old teal-colored big stick there. So, yeah, about 12 or 13 years old. I've been in it ever since, but yeah, that was because of my uncle there. And, well, it's been straightforward ever since.
Very good, John. Yeah, boy, Shakespeare sold a lot of big sticks. I hear everyone saying they all owned a big stick one time or another. So, very good. That was John in Belfast, for those of you listening. Robin Hood and Sanford, and then Swiper and Ginger Swipe. So Robin Hood and Sanford, you still got a copy, Robin Hood. No copy on the Robin Hood, but I did get a few reports on the internet stream here from some people saying that they were getting some noise on this channel. This channel's pretty quiet for me, so that's too bad. All right, Swiper. You're next, and then Ginger Swipe if she wants to talk. So, Swiper, go ahead.
Okay, mine's kind of a long story, too. No surprise you guys would know me. My parents had radios. We had a big base station, what was considered a big base station then, these days. My dad had a mobile with a giant amplifier underneath the seat that was only doing 200 watts, but it was pretty big for size-wise. For Christmas one year, they bought me a realistic 3-channel handheld. You had to buy crystals to put in it, but I didn't buy any. I had channel 14, so that didn't really do much for me. And then in my early 20s, I moved in the same building as Rolodex and MacMan, and I pulled out a radio that my father had given me, which was a 23-channel Johnson solid state, which I let the smoke out of pretty quick because I was using a Magnum out on the roof on a cookie sheet. And I didn't really get back into it until I moved into this place here. I think I was like 30. And I put a radio in my mobile, and I don't remember what it was. It was a piece of junk. And I would sit out at the end of my driveway because I could hear more people at the end of my driveway. And I tried talking, and nobody would respond to me. And finally, Firebird told me, shoot me out, telling me to stop fucking keying that piece of shit up, you're squealing, and throw that thing out the window. And so I did. I threw it out the window, and the next day I went down to the pawn shop, and I got a Midland, and put a Midland in there. And then I could talk, and I met Firebird. with the screwdriver knows what happens next. We're going to put a tower up. We're going to get a big amplifier. We're going to get a better radio. Yeah, it just snowballed, and here we are today.
Yes, bad influences. All right, Ginger Swipe. Last but not least, does Ginger Swipe want to get on the mic here and tell the story?
She does not want to tell the story, but I could tell you what made her start keying up. This what we're doing tonight. She had no interest in keying the radio up, and I had to pull teeth just so I could hear her in my mobile, hear my base station. It was terrible. Didn't want to do that. Never mind talk to you guys. But this what we're doing tonight. You know, the check-ins and stuff. All of a sudden, she wanted to check in. So this is what got her into the radio. This is what we're doing tonight.
I remember the exact one. We were striving to get 50 people out here, and we were one shy, and you made her do it, and now she's addicted. She'll have one in her car soon enough.
No, but she is putting a sticker. The Maine Sidebanders on the back window.
Golf cart, golf cart, golf cart.
All night.
We got the 50.
327, the screwdriver.
Oh man, I definitely foresee a 102-inch whip on that golf cart. Yes, go ahead, Mr. 327.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about that old CB handheld transmitter for a sec.
All right, what do you got? Well, yeah, I definitely played around with some for sure.
So it looks to be about something that came out of World War II.
Nice.
And
Is it green?
Got about, I think, 40, 50 different channels on it, and I heard you like old stuff.
Ah, I like it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't throw away anything. I am a pack rat, so when it comes to radio equipment, that's for sure.
Hey, I just wanted to break in here real quick.
Anything radio related, I just love it.
I don't know if you heard him. He couldn't hear Floyd talking, and he checked in while Floyd was talking.
Yes, yeah, hang on a minute there, 327. Yeah, I actually was going to say that too. I did hear him. I don't know if Gravedigger, if you're still out there, but yeah, we definitely heard you. Are you still out there, Gravedigger? Yeah, I was hoping he didn't get scared away. I was going to actually try to acknowledge that a few minutes back, and I kind of slept.
Yeah, I kind of want to know what 327's talking on now.
All right, so yeah, so just so everybody knows, thank you for everybody's input. This was awesome. This was actually Clearwater's idea. He just kind of came up with this last week, and maybe we'll try to do this every week. I definitely appreciate everybody's stories, and for people who couldn't hear it, I'm sure if you go back on Maine Sidebanders or Radio Man's live feed, you know, tomorrow, if you wanted to listen to these stories, I know I got a live going on. I could hear pretty much everybody. So, you know, obviously go back and listen. It's great. And 327, yeah, that sounds like a cool handheld, and it sounds like Maniac has a couple questions about it for you, too.
Okay.
No, 327, I wanted to know what you were talking on, but before you answer that, I'd like to say that anybody I talked to at the meetup, that I told about my new antenna setup, my receive is way better. I can hear most everybody. I think I heard 95% of all the stories, and I hope anybody that I could hear can hear me. All right, back to you, 327. Tell me more about that radio you're talking on.
It's all I know is it's a radio Q260, 323 just said that.
Very nice, very nice.
I was laughing when 327 looks like it's from World War II. I was going to say, well, what year do you think World War II was? And if you say 1980, I'm going to be really upset.
Back when me and you were a kid.
I don't know. I only know it's a long time ago.
I got it for a second.
Yeah.
What was that,
I wanted
Scooter?
to acknowledge that Triple Cross over there in Brunswick, Triple Cross,
is probably listening. Met him last weekend. Seems like a super nice guy. I know he's working on getting up a external antenna. Probably just got to cut that tree down. But Triple Cross, if you're listening, look forward to hearing you on here soon.
I second that. I got a chainsaw and I'll be on my way right now.
It was nice talking to y'all, and I'll be on here next week, so Screwdriver, if you want to talk to me more, and next week I'm signing off, so goodbye, everybody.
Hey, have a good night, and we'll definitely talk about that radio some more. If you get it in front of you next week, well, yeah, I love talking about the old stuff.
All right, good night.
Good night there, 357.
Yeah, good night, 357. We'll hear you on the flip-flop there, little buddy.
Oh, is that 500 back in there?
I've been listening.
Oh, but you didn't tell your story about how you got into radio.
I'll burn my amplifier out before I get done with that story.
Yeah, I always think the same thing myself, too.
Hey, before we get any more stories, I got to let my neighbor get in here down here. He's been trying to get in, and I don't know. I think he told the story, but I don't know who heard it. I think he's just trying to get some radio checks there.
Yes, let's go ahead.
My wife was yelling at me when you guys came in. I couldn't tell my story, but Dick Beasley got me into radios 30 years ago in the trucking, so I figured I probably ought to say that out loud.
Nice, nice. Dick is a great guy. Actually, I think he's still alive. But yeah, Dick was good shit. I met him and been up to his place a lot over the years.
Yeah, I used to go over there every Saturday. Hang out there every Saturday morning. Dick Beasley was my man. I got most of his equipment sitting right here in my garage.
Really? He tried to sell me his spectrum analyzer and stuff when he was getting done, and I really wasn't interested at the time, and now I'm like, fuck, I wished I had it. I've actually worked on his motorcycle several times.
Yeah, he's a great guy. No, he is still alive. He is. But, yeah, I basically got, well, whatever I didn't get, Radio Shack and Wyndham got.
You talking on an indoor antenna?
I got most of his stuff sitting right here.
No kidding. That's awesome. Yeah, he definitely had some older equipment test equipment for what it was now, but yeah, I definitely spent a lot of time there. You know, he worked on a lot of radios of mine and showed me a lot of stuff over the years for sure.
Well, everything I got, I learned from him. No question about it. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at sitting right here without him. That's for goddamn sure.
Very smart man.
I hope you got a big fucking basement.
I tried to get a hold of him a couple years ago, and I know his old email address, N1RNL, was gone, and I was like, man, I still have emails back and forth from him from 20 years ago, and I'm like, just couldn't get a hold of him anymore. Once he left Wyndham, it kind of, he fell off my radar. I couldn't find him.
Well, his son lives in his house now, what it is, and he moved in with his girlfriend. His girlfriend, I don't know what's going on with that, but, yeah. But I got most of his equipment. Like I said, whatever he had left over that I didn't want, he sold the Radio Shack in Wyndham. And that guy, his last name was Spacito, and he sold out. And
Screwdriver, who are you talking to? Where is he, and what's his handle?
I'm sitting pretty with all his stuff.
Nice, nice. That was, I believe, Scooter. He's down there in Wyndham. Doesn't have up the biggest antenna right now, but we're going to have him addicted, and he's going to have up an antenna in no time.
No, I don't.
And more.
I'm sitting on a Magnum mount. I just built a new shop, and yeah. No, I got to get a beam. I got to get a setup. This is the best I got right now for sure. But SWR matches, so well, hey. That's all I can do at the moment.
Nothing wrong with that. I just throw up an IMAX 2000 and be done with her, and yeah, you'll be cooking. But I can hear you no problem. That other guy was over there in Auburn, and he ain't quite pulling you out.
Yeah, just for clarity, if anybody 500 or Swiper, he's like a mile south of me.
And more.
Hey, it's a Wilson 5000 sitting on the roof of my new shop. Best I can do at the moment. Hey, SWR's 1.75.
I must have something between me and Maniac.
I'm doing the best I can
right now with what I got.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's probably houses between you guys.
What was that?
Another guy keyed up and said it must be something between him and Maniac. But yeah, you sounded good over here in New Gloucester. It's definitely working. So yeah, we look forward to. I love seeing the progress. I know we've had a lot of new people getting on the radio and older people that were, that were on back in the day. And it's been an exciting last year or so. There's definitely been a lot of people coming, and it's been great.
Well, the senses I'm getting with people coming into my shop and getting their radios worked on. I mean, I work at Shaw Brothers full time, but I mean, from what I'm getting, I got a lot of guys coming in. I'm doing a lot of tuning, stuff like that. And, they think that the world's coming to an end, and they're going to shut off all communications, and this is going to be the only communication they got. So, that's where all my work's coming from right now.
No doubt. And yeah, that's awesome, Scooter. Yeah, why do you say that, Hawkeye? You not hearing Maniac still very great, or what?
Is he in Wyndham?
Mike Dobson, if say again in the comments where you're located and what your handle is, and I'll try calling you. Right now, there's some people conversating locally, but come back again, Mike, in the comments. We'll get you in here. We're not we're pretty inclusive group.
Yeah, I was gonna say I ought to be good. I just put my antenna on top of an 80-foot fucking pine tree.
Now you're like 9-10 units up.
Running, I don't know, fucking 300 whiskeys.
Well, I'm on an RCI.
I guess he's about an S5 here. Do you remember what he would give you before, roughly?
He was always just at the noise level, so probably an S2, S3. So he's probably come up a couple S units.
On this radio.
That's awesome.
Run a couple new traces.
Definitely came up over here.
Trying this one out, so hopefully it's doing all right.
I mean, holy shit! When I saw the picture of his antenna, I thought, you know.
So Maniac might have the most improved signal for the month award going on.
All kudos to me. Yeah, cha-cha.
The only time we heard him was when he was on Taz's radio.
Yeah. Wow.
Shots fired.
That's I'm used to hearing Maniac from Taz's spot.
All right, for everybody else gets that there. All right, okay, 500, maybe a little condensed version, but we want to hear your story too. Everybody else has told theirs. We want to hear your story.
My uncle actually was a CB dealer, was selling international crystals, the old antennas, old radios. They had like a 23 channel receive, they had like 12 crystals in it. The old international crystal radio. And yeah, I found it in the trunk, pulled it out of the trunk, plugged it in. I'm maybe 10, 12 years old. Went down to the Radio Shack, I had a paper route, maybe 10, 12 years old. Bought a 5/8 ground plane. My dad let me put it up on the roof. So I had my international crystal with my 12 transmit channels on it, my 23 channel receive. And that's where I started.
I see. We knew who was rolling in it because, and who had some more information because, I do hear a lot of people went to Radio Shack, but you're one of the first ones I heard that went there that was a newbie and bought a CLR2 or whatever the hell those 5/8 ground planes are. I went there and I bought my first antenna too, and it was the baby blue big stick, and great antenna. I ended up toasting it with like a Varmint XL600, but great base antenna.
Yeah, the baby blue big stick, the problem with that was it had a resistor in it for tuning, and he put any kind of water into it and fried it. I had a 5/8 ground plane, the aluminum 5/8 ground plane. I think if you go back and you look, in 1973, something like that, and you look at the Radio Shack flyer on that, in 1973, right in that area, because I was 10 years old, 5/8 aluminum ground plane. I think they went for $39 or $49 for Radio Shack. That was the cost of it. And I had that. and my International Crystal radio. And I was right next to this guy called Cowboy. And he had a 6-element beam right on Walnut Street. I was like 10, 12 years old. He had that big beam up there. He had wasn't a Johnson Viking, but it was a Heathkit transmitter. Wasn't the Viking, which is a much better one, but big old Heathkit transmitter. Put out about 100 watts. He had that going into that 6-element beam right on his roof. I remind him every single night, hey, dude, I don't care how far you can talk, but you're not going to hear a goddamn thing when I key up this little ground plane 200 feet from your house. Oh, he didn't like me.
10, 12 years old. Shit, they didn't even have electricity when you were 10, 12 years old.
Well, yeah, we had street lights.
They were oil-powered. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of remember Cowboy. I don't remember him that much, but I remember the handle being around when I first got on.
Go down Webster Street by Walnut Street, halfway down the hill. On that top of that house, he had a big old ass freaking 6-element moonraker sitting right on the top of that house. And this was back, I'm telling you, we're going to talk 73, 74, right in there. You want to talk about freaking interference and every garage door going up and down, oh my word. Between me and him, oh my word.
Didn't you end up buying that antenna off him?
Yes, I actually hooked it up to a pickup truck. Took the whole carriage on top of a pickup truck. I drove it from Walnut Street right around down by the youth center, back up around, drove it across the bridge in New Albany, and drove it up Barton Avenue. And I went across the bridge. Every one of the top of the elbows went tap, 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 tap across the bridge.
And then you got famous. I remember that.
Oh yeah, that was it wasn't good. I never paid that $15,000 fine. They fined me, but I never paid it.
Yeah, fuck the FCC. They don't need any more money.
Still get it, so.
Somebody else was trying to get in there. Who was that?
Yeah, I was just going to say I have a suggestion for next week's topic.
All right, I got a list of them going. What do you got?
Most catastrophic incident. It could involve
Anybody needs right now.
antennas, amplifiers, radios, equipment. Most catastrophic.
Yeah, I've got his card too. I had a handful of them there when.
Oh man, I've had a couple of them happen on the air. Even fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna have to think about that, Hawkeye, because I don't know. This is so sad, but I don't know which one of mine to pick.
Usually, if there's flames or smoke involved, it should be near the top of the list.
Oh, I've definitely had flames. I've had man, that's gonna be hard to narrow down. I'm sorry to that guy who was out there who got stepped on the second time, but give it another try. We're listening now.
Can you hear me any better up there now, Swiper? Swiper.
I can hear you. Big time.
10-1, Mr. 29, remembering the old cowboy. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure he can hear you, Maniac, but 29 was talking, Floyd was talking.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, Floyd, yeah. And yeah, Maniac, of course I can hear you. You sound great over here.
Oh, you're not hungry over there, are you?
Hungry? No.
Oh, that's too bad. You should go open a big bag of dicks and have one.
What the?
Whoa, I like where this is going now.
Oh, back to myself?
Well, you can share him if you want, but I don't want one. I just know if I asked you how I sounded, if I got an honest radio check, it would be from you.
No, you sound excellent. You give me a good signal over here, swinging into a 9.
Did he
Hey,
just
did you
say
see
you
any
had
of
a
those
big bag
pictures?
of dicks?
I don't know, I showed you any of those last weekend?
Yeah, he told me. You
he asked me if I was hungry, and then he said, well, you go eat a big bag of dicks. All right, I can take it as well as I can dish it out.
Well, usually I get a go fuck yourself from you, so. Like I said, if I ask for an honest answer, I don't know who else out there can hear me now. I don't know if I get out any better now. I know I can hear a little better. I don't have the greatest booming signals on everybody, but I at least got some ears. I can hear shit.
I can't think of anybody who's improved more in the last year than you.
424.
There might be somebody out there, but I can't think of it right now. Over at my house, H-Styles.
I definitely have. I'm not bragging, but that
Bunch of stuff going on.
that Galaxy try-on sideband was horrible till my anytone.
You have come a long ways, for sure.
Thank you, sir. Hey, I can only thank you and Radio Man and Screwdriver and everybody else.
Oh yeah, you went from 20 over to 30 over.
Right. Yeah. And I haven't had an accident with anything yet, so I'll have to try to think of something for next week's topic.
Hey, where's Fixin' anyway? He's fixing it. Screwdriver. I haven't heard him out here. What, Screwdriver?
I don't know, it went dead, but Tasman, I don't know if, he could be just too fucking lazy to hook up a radio to get on this channel. I know he gets memos, I don't know, his wife is on Facebook.
The radio that's on, that it can go to this channel, the battery's probably dead. Well, would be shortly after he started talking. Well, usually he kind of does make it down here, doesn't he? I don't think he likes it much. He's gotten too used to that remote microphone. Yeah, he doesn't have to get out of the lazy bastard. Yep.
What the hell was that?
Whoever that is trying to talk, you're having serious radio issues, and it doesn't sound like you're off. I don't know what the heck's going on. Even begin to tell you what the problem is.
Can't even hear him over here.
Yeah, I heard somebody. Bits and pieces of audio. Bits and pieces of audio.
Scooter. Yeah, that radio just went to hell on you. I don't know if you went back to AM or what you did, but that radio was just, yeah, that thing is not good. Nothing.
Radio Man.
You're overmodulating. You're doing something to that thing. It's bad.
Yeah, go ahead, Swiper. Go ahead, Swiper.
When waiting for my turn to talk about the radio startup, I was thinking of the evolution of antennas over here. And I've been here like 25 years. I've had, it's got to be 20 antennas I've had.
Oh yeah, if you've been into this hobby for any amount of time, you've owned a lot of antennas. I was kind of remarking at, you know, a lot of similarities. 12, 13 years old, you know, a friend or a family member, you know, no one ever tells a story of like, well, I saw an ad in a magazine, or you know, or I got one out of the blue for Christmas, you know. That's how I didn't know what the hell a CB radio was. I went to my friend's house and he was like, "Hey, look at this." And I'm like, "What the?" I mean, I guess I knew what a radio was. I mean, I saw Smokey and the Bandit, but you know, I was like 12 years old. I mean, my memory and frame of reference was very small back then. So, you know, I guess I didn't realize because it was a movie that they actually existed in real life. I don't know. But I was like, holy crap. I was blown away. You know, and back then the local channel was channel 14. And yeah, and then we were off to the races after that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was trying to think of why I even put a radio in my truck 25 years ago when I moved here. I can't even think of why I did it. I don't know where I got the radio. I don't know why I put it in my truck. But I do remember saying, break 19 on 21.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I remember being a little kid, and, you know, when I got that first little Lafayette, you know, I kept calling my friend lived down the road, and I could talk to my friend, and that was cool, and that was pretty neat back then because he lived down the road, but, you know, you couldn't yell, and you couldn't send a smoke signal, so it was pretty cool. I could just get on my radio in my bedroom and call my friend, and it was like, oh, this is cool. And but then I wanted to talk to the locals in town, and, you know, of course, they were all like, you know, get off the radio, kid, and, you know, they shut up, stupid, you know, they did all that. And, you know, I wasn't the least bit deterred. I mean, I got cussed out, but I thought it was great. I'm like, oh, these people are hearing me. I could have cared less they were cussing me out. I thought it was wonderful.
I can't believe that I had a Moonraker 4 on a piece of pipe that was like 60 feet tall.
Where the hell did you find 60 feet of pipe?
Well, the piece of pipe I gave you with cement in the bottom of it, that was the base of it. And I just grabbed progressively smaller pieces of pipe and welded them together. I had a welder. I'd slide one in another and weld it together, and next size down, weld it together, stick it up in the air.
Nah.
Yeah, you were there.
I saw it. Sorry, I did hear you, Swiper. I was in my live before I just shut it off. I was kind of going through some of my equipment here with people just to, I might sell some shit, so I figured I'd give a slow turnaround for it. But yeah, man, that Moonraker up on 60 feet of mass pipe was amazing.
Hey, I got a quick little one to tell.
Let's hear it.
All right, so like that antenna I had on the back of the shed, to get that fucking thing down, like the way it was, it had a bottom piece that you had to take out first. So, like, you know, loosen it all up and then pick that fucking thing up. But the way I had the clamps on it, it was still, you had to loosen everything up and then pick it up like a fucking 1.5 feet to get it off of the bottom pipe and then take that one out of the way and then push it fucking all the way down to the ground.
No doubt.
When I first put it up there, I didn't have the second clamp in place because I didn't know where the fuck I wanted it. And, oh no, I did, and I picked it up, I pulled it out of that, and then I had, like 30 feet of fucking pole with the Amtron on top of it. It was like waggling on the fucking top of the shed. I got a clamp holding it to the shed, and I got it in both hands, and oh, it was fucking hairy.
I've got to say, the sketchiest piece of pipe antenna I've ever seen has to be out at Cobra's house.
Oh my God, yeah. And they didn't slide into each other. He had them like slid down beside each other and hose clamped together and bolted and odd shit. That thing had scoliosis. That thing was pretty sketchy.
That thing I had on the back of the shed, that was, it was a 20-foot Radio Shack mast pipe with 10 feet of their slip-together pipe that fit in the top of it, in the top of that, so it was, it's 30, and then I had, another, like 12 feet on the bottom of that, and that was, all that was held up was by the shed, and the shed's only like 16 feet high. It was all freestanding pipe with that Amtron on the top. Well, I don't know, a couple of you guys saw that shit.
Yeah, it was, I think Cobra's were a little more sketchy. The only thing that made yours real sketchy, Maniac, was the fact it was so close to the power lines.
Oh, when I had it right next to my camper, and I had it on 30 feet of pipe sitting on the ground next to my camper, that was fucking sketchy. But the shed got sketchier, but it wasn't going to touch the power lines out there. But when I had it right on my camper, and it was going to touch the power lines, yeah, because I had a couple of people, I got a tree like fucking 15 feet away from my camper, but it's only the road, you know, it's closer to the power lines than it is to my camper.
Roger. I'll tell you, so, no, anybody who's lived around here for a long time and has been into radios will know exactly what I'm talking about, but I think it just came down within the last, like, 2 years, going out in green.
What are you talking about, going out in green? You are fucking green.
I am. But going out to green, on the right-hand side, I want to say it was a small engine shop or something. I remember a couple of people that lived out there and whatnot. But there was a small engine shop that had a big sticker and Antron on top of it. On like 40 or 50 feet of Radio Shack mast pipe, that gold-colored mast pipe. And it looked amazing. It was in the middle of a flat roof. It had guy wires that went symmetrically out like every 10 feet. It looked amazing. And it was Radio Shack mast pipe. And that thing was up there for decades.
And you still in here?
That Radio Shack mast pipe was actually pretty rugged back in the day.
Hey, how well do you know Route 100 south of Gray?
I don't know, okay.
What was that about, Gray?
Oh, Route 100 going south out of Gray. Do you know where, what the fuck is it? You know where Dutton Hill Road dumps out onto Route 100? Up past, be up past, yeah. I drive this route every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, and what are we doing?
We're going into Cumberland. There's this old, like, I don't know, old house. It's a pretty big, decent driveway pulling in there to get buildings to the left and buildings to the right, but the house is mainly on the right. But there's an astroplane that's only, it's like 5 feet off the house, and where they're at, I don't even know if I could fucking hear them from over here. But there's you know where that's at? It's a little green ranch on the left-hand side, headed into Cumberland.
I thought it was white, but a little bit of a rundown building. I know exactly what you're talking about. Astroplane is almost in between two peaks. Not really peaks or valleys because it's like a ranch. It's sideways to the road, but 30, 40 feet back. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I see the antenna often. I've actually thought about stopping and seeing what they were doing with it.
A quarter-wave ground plane. Don't take a Starduster.
That's cool, though. But no, the Screwdriver, we're talking about two different places. This place is only, the house is only, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred feet, not even 100 feet off the road. It's like a little green old ranch, dude. It's got to be built in the fucking 50s. They got a like a building and then a carport down on the left-hand side. When you're looking at the house, when you're going by and the house is on your left, that's I don't know, but it's that antenna is mounted on the back corner of the house on the left-hand side.
Yeah, those astroplanes are I say great antennas. They're not great antennas. It's a quarter wave antenna, but they're cool for what they were. Yeah, they're and I know that I 100% know exactly the one you're talking about.
Yeah, you guys got a copy on this one?
Yes. Who's that out there?
Scooter.
Ah, Mr. Scooter again. Yes, he's definitely working, man.
I had to switch radios. I got done fixing that other one. I swapped to the old fucking Radioddity over here.
10-4. What was the one you were working on?
The compression on.
What was the one you were working on?
It was a Ranger. What is it? Ranger RC 2970.
Roger, Roger.
I got that one fixed. That seems to be working right. I bought that one up. I can go give that back. But, yeah, so this one this is Old Faithfully.
Nice, nice.
You weren't in there just a few minutes ago testing the radio on AM or whatever, were you?
I was there a little bit ago. I was, yeah.
Yeah, may have been a little sloppage I was hearing.
Well, I don't know. I talked to the guy up in Somerset and Lincoln County with it, so I was pretty happy with that. I buttoned it up. I'll give it back to the guy.
Somerset and Lincoln County, where the fuck kind of radio was that?
Oh, the RCI I just did.
Because we didn't have a single guy all night long check in from Lincoln County.
Actually, they did. They had a guy, well, maybe not Lincoln, but Somerset.
Moose?
Might have been.
Were you on this channel?
Was. Yeah, somebody checked in from Somerset.
But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Just a few minutes ago, guys were talking. I got a lot of sloppy noise there. I thought somebody was talking, and I was trying to tell them it was bad, but nobody ever came back. So I didn't know if that was you or not.
Oh, that weren't me. I don't know. I was talking to somebody from Somerset here earlier.
Damn boy.
Who's this? Where's this at?
This Maniac. That's your neighbor.
For fuck's sakes, I know I'm going to be able to talk to you.
I'm right on the corner of Dutton Hill and 202. You can't miss my place.
No shit, huh?
You probably drove by here and saw that little bent over broke dick antenna I had out there on the shed.
I haven't yet, but I thought about it.
No, it's not there anymore. I took it down.
No, I just built a new garage. I had one attached to my house. I just built one off to the side, so I can put my shop in it. Just steel garage, 2x4 construction, wood construction. So I'm on a Bolton 5000 on my roof right now. I haven't got my intron hooked up yet.
Yeah, we just built a new garage over here. We got 26 by 38, 2 by 8 construction. It's 14 feet high. It's got a fucking lift in it. It's a big garage.
2 by 8? What the fuck?
The biggest I could go in Wyndham, I don't know if you're on the Wyndham gray side. Biggest I could go in Wyndham on a frost wall was by 36. Biggest I could go with the square footage, so that's what I went with.
Oh, this is grandfather. Yeah, I heard you in there, Swiper.
2 by 8? Why the hell so... Why?
It's 2 by 8 on the exterior walls because it's fucking... They're 16-foot boards.
16-foot ceiling?
You bet your ass.
Why?
I got screwed. They changed the whole fucking...
You got a big camper?
Yeah, stand by there, Scooter. Well, go ahead, Swiper.
What, you got a big camper?
No, that's my fucking uncle's garage, man. Oh, a year and a half. Well, it'll be 2 years this coming, like April or May or something. But his garage, somebody drove out of a driveway across the road and smashed his garage all to pieces. And he got a brand new fucking garage built on the old pad, and it was 28 by 36. It was 2 by 4, and he had 14-foot ceilings in it. But it was pretty fucking janky, but they replaced it. Insurance money paid for everything. His fucking garage is awesome.
Yeah, but you don't build that for no reason. Why does he have it the ceiling so high? He got a big camper? He got a big rig that he parks in there?
I have a lift in there like fucking Screwdriver does.
10-4.
It's kind of hard to put your pickup on the lift, and then where am I gonna? I put a little dinky ceiling in there, and I can only get fucking 2 feet underneath it.
Yep, I hear you. That explains it. He's gonna lift. Yep, that's a good reason. It ain't a good reason if he's gonna park a Corvette in there and a motorcycle.
I can park 5 cars in there.
Yeah, that's a big garage.
There's 4 on the floor and 1 in the air. And then I can put full-size pickup, regular, old school Chevrolet. I got a fucking 78 Chevy with a plow on it. I can put the truck in that garage and then walk all the way around it and still have bench space. I got space for storage, space for fucking whistle. I got space for everything.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Swiper.
Yeah.
Look at my TikTok.
Okay.
I think we're friends on TikTok.
I'll see.
Maniac 881.
Looking that up right now.
Me too. Oh, it says we're friends.
Yeah, I like you more than friends.
Oh, wait a second. He's got 3-wheelers on here.
Oh, yeah. That's quite a garage.
You like that?
Fucking right. Fucking right.
It's pretty sweet, man. It's bigger than the fucking house.
Did he build you a bedroom for there in the back too?
That was like a good triple-double.
Did he build you a bedroom in the back?
I don't know if I got him in any of my camper in any of those pictures or not. Yeah, my camper is a trashy-looking thing in the yard.
No, but I said they got to build you a bedroom in that garage with so you got a little, you can be right in the garage. That place is huge.
I don't know. I mean, the picture, it's got an 8-foot mezzanine. Well, yeah, it's 8 feet out off the back wall. It's got a mezzanine in it, so it's got it's got a mezzanine in it. And then down the side, the street side, where the shelf goes all. You can walk right out there down the outside wall on the roadside, on the 202 side. It goes all the way around. It's a pretty big fucking garage, man.
Loving it. It's good. It's good. Good turnout tonight. Good talking on the radio.
Well, there's been a lot of guys that don't stay in that's been in here for a long time. They stayed in for story time.
I know. I love that. Hopefully we can do some more story time. Maybe make it a weekly thing. You know, give everybody a reason to kind of talk. You know, next week we go with the Hawkeye and the worst thing that's ever happened, and then maybe a week with like what was your first radio or antenna, or you know what I mean. There's all kinds of stuff that can definitely get people interested, and hopefully to stay out here and talk for a bit.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I'm like, what is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, radio-wise? I mean, it's not like I've had antennas come crashing down or anything like that. So it would have to be letting the smoke out of amplifiers.
Yeah, you know, and that's just it, like, knock on wood. I've never had an antenna come down accidentally. You know, so I'm like, there is nothing, I can't be like, oh, I got home, my antenna was fucking bent over, it fell down, it took out my car. Like, luckily I haven't had that happen. I have had some, you know, like smoke come out. We've actually heard it live. I've had fire. I've had fire more than one occasion live while talking on the air. Yeah, you know, but then I've also had a sketchy injury working on a tube amp that blew out the end of my finger, you know. So, like I said, I have too many stories. I don't really know yet.
Yeah, well, when I was waiting for my turn to talk about radio stuff, I'm like, well, do I go into the evolution that happened over here? I mean, because that's a long story.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'm going out of the mobile. Hey, make a beer run before it gets too late.
All right, well, we'll hear you in the mobile, baby.
Well, yeah.
Just checking.
It's never too late for another tall can.
In a naughty light?
Big Apple in about 30 seconds.
Like, for instance, here's an evolution in me. Going from, like, not caring about drilling a hole in a really nice truck. Just drill the fucking thing. Drill a hole right in the roof. One thing to do it in my old Jeep, the Jeep that tied up on your mountain screwdriver. You know, drilling a hole in that was no big deal. But you know, my nicer trucks, you know, some would say I was crazy.
Come on, Swiper.
Yeah, I got you.
You got the mobile.
She's working.
Looking for fucking red light. About that scooter. no, I guess my neighbor went to bed.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, you're getting out, Maniac. I'm hearing you.
Oh, 10-4, man. South on 202, heading towards the rotary.
Give me a 6 at Auburn.
Ron Joe. Was it Tasman's Trash 148? And Wayne up in Newport doing up. She's a talking unit.
All right, everyone listening on the internet stream, I'm going to shut it down and get ready for bed. So thanks for stopping by and hanging out. That was a fun one, everyone telling their stories. So maybe sounds like we're going to do something for next week. I think we're going to tell catastrophic incident stories.